Welcome to Football 247, your go-to source for today's top international football news. We're here to bring you the latest and most accurate updates from the world's biggest football stages. From thrilling matches and stunning goals to exciting transfer news and the freshest developments from major leagues around the globe. PSG vs Inter Milan preview, 2 a.m. June 1st. Youth or experience? The 2024/25 UEFA Champions League final sees PSG take on Inter Milan. While it might not be the dream matchup for many neutral fans, it's shaping up to be one of the most intriguing finals in recent years, primarily because it's hard to predict which playing style will triumph at the Allianz Arena. Both clubs have earned their spots in the final in very different ways. PSG bring flair and openness to the table, boasting a squad filled with talented young players and led by Luis Enrique, a skilled manager who once guided Barcelona to Champions League glory. Inter Milan, on the other hand, possess a roster rich in experience, with a more versatile and pragmatic playing style. In the group stage, Inter adopted a highly cautious approach, scoring sparingly but relying on a solid defence to finish among the top four. However, in the knockout stages, Inter's attack caught fire. They scored 4 goals over 2 legs against Feyenoord in the round of 16, another 4 against Bayern Munich in the quarter-finals, and remarkably netted 7 against Barcelona in the semi-finals. Although the momentum seems to slightly favour PSG, the Serie A giants will not go down without a fight. Paris Saint-Germain are eyeing a historic treble and aiming to become the first French club to achieve the feat. Just months ago, back in November, the Parisians were at risk of failing to reach the knockout stages. But since the start of 2025, they've found remarkable consistency. They clinched the Ligue 1 title with 6 games to spare, defeated Reims in the French Cup final last week, and now stand just 1 match away from a season that Qatari owners have envisioned for over 14 years. PSG are looking to become the 24th club to lift the Champions League trophy and the first to do so since Manchester City in 2023. Their European campaign has gathered pace, with impressive away wins at the Emirates, Arsenal, and Anfield, Liverpool, and a gritty performance to defend their advantage at Villa Park, Aston Villa. The last French club to play in a Champions League final was Marseille in 1992/93, also in Munich, when they beat AC Milan at the Olympic Stadium. Interestingly, all 4 previous finals held in Munich were won by clubs earning their first ever UCL title. A trend PSG will hope to follow alongside Nottingham Forest, Marseille, Dortmund and Chelsea. PSG were the last French club to win a European trophy, the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup in 1995-96. They've been to a Champions League final once before, in 2020, but lost 0-1 to Bayern Munich in a fanless stadium during the COVID-19 pandemic. As for Inter, their most recent Champions League final appearance was in 2023, when they too suffered a 0-1 defeat, this time to Manchester City in Istanbul. That loss continued an unfortunate pattern, with all 3 of Inter's final defeats coming against treble-winning teams, something PSG are now pursuing. While PSG seek their maiden UCL crown, Inter have already won it 3 times, most recently in 2010 under Jose Mourinho. Inter's road to the final included high-pressure wins over Bayern and Barcelona, showcasing their experience and composure. However, their form in recent months has been less convincing. Losses to Bologna and Roma in Serie A, dropped points against Lazio that cost them the title, and a heavy home defeat to AC Milan that ended their Coppa Italia run have all raised questions. Still, Simone Inzaghi's men are eager to cap the season with a major title. This is Inter's 12th European final, and they've won 6 of the previous 11. 3 in the UEFA Cup, Europa League, and 3 in the Champions League. Since 2014, PSG and Inter have met 5 times in friendlies, with PSG winning 3 and Inter 2. One of Inter's biggest strengths this season has been their strong starts. They've taken the lead in 11 of 14 UCL matches and have only trailed for a total of 7 minutes. In injury time against Leverkusen and late on against Barça in the second leg before Francesco Acerbi equalised. Inter may enter the final as underdogs, but given their history of upsetting the odds against Bayern and Barça, underestimating them would be a huge mistake. Both teams are at near full strength. Paris Saint-Germain are without Presnel Kimpembe, who has missed the entire season due to a leg injury. Luis Enrique has all his key players available, with Ousmane Dembélé and Kavica Kvaratskhelia in fine form and set to start. The final attacking spot may come down to a choice between Desire Doué and Bradley Barcola. For Inter, Benjamin Pavard and Piotr Zielinski have returned to full training and are ready to play if called upon. Captain Lautaro Martinez hasn't featured since the semi-final second leg, but has had time to recover and should be fit for the final in Germany. The Argentine striker is Inter's top scorer in the Champions League this season, with 9 goals, bringing his UCL tally for the club to 21. Barcelona closing in on Marcus Rashford. According to Relevo, Barcelona are likely to secure the signing of forward Marcus Rashford during the 2025 summer transfer window. Following a successful 2024-25 season in which they won the Spanish Super Cup, Copa del Rey and La Liga, Barcelona have wasted no time in preparing for the upcoming campaign. After extending the contracts of head coach Hansi Flick and attacking stars Rafinha and Lamine Yamal, the Catalan giants are now looking to bolster their squad for the 2025-26 season. 2 of their top priorities include signing a new goalkeeper and a winger who can help share the goal-scoring burden with Rafinha and Yamal. In goal, Barcelona are reportedly in talks with Espanyol shot-stopper Joan Garcia. In attack, after facing difficulties in pursuing Luis Diaz from Liverpool, Marcus Rashford has emerged as their number 1 target. According to Relevo, on May 28th, Dwayne Maynard, Marcus Rashford's brother and agent, arrived in Barcelona to negotiate with sporting director Deco in hopes of reaching a personal agreement for the England international. As for Rashford himself, the 27-year-old forward has returned to Manchester United following the conclusion of his loan spell at Aston Villa. However, due to ongoing tensions with manager Ruben Amorim, Rashford is expected to leave United this summer. Manchester United are reportedly seeking £40 million for Rashford, while Barcelona prefer a loan deal until the end of the 2025-26 season with a buy option included. In the recent winter transfer window, Rashford had agreed to join Barcelona on loan, but the move ultimately fell through as Barca were unable to offload Ansu Fati, a necessary step to reduce their wage bill and make room for the English forward. Chelsea in talks to sign Sancho permanently from Manchester United. Chelsea are currently negotiating a permanent transfer for Jadon Sancho from Manchester United following the winger's decent performances this past season. According to the latest transfer updates on May 30th, Sancho's loan deal at Chelsea runs until June 30th. The agreement includes a mandatory buy clause worth £25 million, but the Blues could bypass this clause by offering an additional £5 million to Manchester United. Despite limited playing time, Sancho's contribution of 5 goals across all competitions last season has made Chelsea seriously consider keeping him as a rotational option in their attack. The main issue now lies in salary and bonus negotiations between the player and Chelsea. If Sancho is to stay at Stamford Bridge, he will almost certainly have to accept a pay cut. Chelsea are unwilling to match the £300,000 a week wages he was earning under his United contract. Sancho joined Manchester United from Borussia Dortmund in 2021, but struggled to live up to expectations. He returned to Dortmund on loan for the 2023-24 season before moving to Chelsea at the beginning of the 2024-25 campaign. And that wraps up all the major football highlights of the day. Don't forget to follow us so you won't miss any of the hottest updates from the pitch. If you enjoyed the video, don't hesitate to hit like and subscribe for more exciting football news every day.